Hey there, it's Joy Duling from the Joy of Membership, and welcome back to the Member Experience Advantage Crowdcast. So, if this is your first time here with me, welcome. I'm glad you decided to stop by and check it out. If you are returning again for this week's message, thanks for coming back. I hope you've been enjoying these live broadcasts. So, today I want to talk about a timely topic, and that is planning. So we are nearing the end of 2019, and it seems like everybody and their brother has some sort of planning workshop or planning retreat or something like that going on. And I recently participated in a planning process, and I walked away from that planning process just feeling deflated and thinking, I really hate this process. I hate planning. And as I reflected on why that was, because you guys, if you know me at all, you know that I've talked many times about the power of planning and about, paying attention to your member experience and intentionally planning it. So my problem isn't so much with planning as it is with how most people do it, how most consultants lead it, and how most organizations try to do it. So there are four problems that I've identified with planning. The first one is that it's just too freaking complicated. So, as I was participating in this planning process that was being guided by another consultant, the plan just kept getting longer and longer and longer, and it was going deeper and deeper. And I really found myself started to feel like it wasn't doable. Even though these were all, things that I intended to do in 2020, I started feeling overwhelmed. And I realized that a big part of that was the format. So when I typically plan for myself, I try to see everything that is important on one page so that I can have that one page printed out, leave it on my desk, stick it in my calendar, and I can look at it often and have a sense of the whole picture and what I'm actually trying to change and how everything kind of fits in. It is possible to capture those elements on one page. And if you can't, then the structure of how the plan is being put together is going to feel too complicated for most people. Now, you may be the type of person who can totally deal with, an extensive plan. But if you have people who work for you or committees that are supposed to own some piece of that plan, there's a good chance that those people are really going to struggle with the complexity of a plan that extends more than a single page. So that's kind of the first problem that I have with most planning processes. If you can't fit it on one plan, people are on one page, people are not going to be able to wrap their brain around it. So the second problem I have with most planning processes is that by the time you're done with the planning, the life has been sucked out of the process. I left that planning experience feeling really deflated, even though going into it, I had been excited about my goals. If your heart isn't filled with a giddy little sense of glee when you look at your plan, then you're really going to struggle to stay motivated to work on that plan over the long term. So, same thing if you have other people working on the plan or committees working on the plan, it really should be something that they feel excited about, not overwhelmed by or beat down by, or have this sense that it's just not going to be possible to do everything. It really should make them happy to look at the plan and know that the work that they're doing is going to be pushing things in the right direction. Now, the third problem that I see is kind of connected, and that's that the plan, even though you've put it together, doesn't inspire other people to take action. So if there are team members or committee members that have to play a role in making things happen, they also have to be inspired by the plan. So if you make it too complicated, if you make it too boring, those things are really going to impact whether other people rally around and actually get the results that you're expecting. The fourth killer of planning is that it takes too long to see an impact. So I have facilitated planning processes with many organizations. And when they talk about previous planning efforts, a lot of times they say that they went through this big whole process and then they didn't really do anything with the plan. And typically, when I dig a little deeper around that, I find that the plan didn't really have quick wins built in. See, a lot of times, what we're trying to measure to show progress are things that I call, not just I call, but they are called lagging measures, which means you have to do a whole lot of work up front to make those measures change. So, typically organizations are interested in measuring things like membership growth, membership retention rates, increases in revenue, things like that, that take a little time to actually see the needle move. So, in addition to having those lagging metrics, which are important. Obviously, we are focused on member engagement and growth and retention. So we want those things to change. But you have to build in some other things up front that are a little more quick win oriented. So, and sometimes that is, it's things that are more activity driven. So, how many member contacts are happening in a given week? How many visits are coming to the website? How many speaking engagements is your organization being featured at? Things like that that can occur a little more quickly, and people can start feeling that sense of momentum that's coming without having to wait 3 months, 6 months, a year to actually see a number change. Now, the best leading metrics are ones that if you're doing them, they virtually guarantee success. So think about if you're a parent and you have a child and the goal is to get on the honor roll. Well, if you wait until the end of the semester to see if that happened, you can't really make changes. It either happened or it didn't. So lagging metrics are kind of the same way. If you wait all the way until 6 months or a year to see if growth happened or if retention changed, it's too late to really do anything about it. But if you've built in these activities and you're tracking the leading metrics showing that the activity is actually happening, that is going to push you in the right direction, then you have a better sense of how things are going, and you are going to keep people more engaged and motivated to keep working on that goal. So those are the 4 things that I really wanted to share with you. The reason why people tend to hate planning or say that planning doesn't work is because they're not actually doing it in a way that is going to feel effective to them and is going to excite them to work on the plan. So I built the member metrics program that's going to launch in 2020, I specifically built it to address those problems, to help people identify what the most important things are that will move an organization forward to grow, and ways to stay motivated to keep working toward those priorities every single month so that we can ensure that growth happens consistently. So if you are interested in learning more about member metrics, you can visit the website or drop me a line. I'm happy to talk with you about it, and I'm super excited that it is launching in January. It's been a long time coming, so I'm excited to be able to share that with you. So that's really what I had to share with you this week. I will not be doing a crowdcast next week because it is Christmas and I will be off celebrating with family. But I will be back in January. And in January, we're going to start a special series. It'll be 4 crowdcasts that all focus on why ideal members don't know that you exist. So we'll do 4 sessions on that starting January 3rd. And then February, we'll be following up that series with another special series, which is really about why people don't join. So January, we're going to talk about why they don't know you exist. February, we're going to shift. We're going to talk about, okay, so they know you exist. Why don't they actually take action to join? So hopefully you will be excited about those themes. I sure am. And I look forward to being right back here on January 3rd. So have a great weekend and a fantastic Christmas if you celebrate. And I will see you in the new year. Take care.